You are not alone. You've just been scared to death of losing money in the stock market that you can't even sleep at night? Well, that's one of the 12 major pain points or challenges that all traders have. And in this video, we're going to start down the path of defining just what those 12 pain points are and the solutions. We're going to cover the first 4, and number 4 will surprise you. May make you a better trader. You ready? Let's go. So the 12 pain points, and most people don't realize that there are 12 pain points. Did you know that mastering your trading pain points could be a game changer for you? I know it was for me. You ever wonder why some traders seem to ride the waves of the market with ease and others get caught up in the tide? I've been doing some research here lately, understanding what it takes to be a winner and also understanding how our expectations for our trading will either set us up for success or they'll set us up for failure. And it's not so much that they're negative expectations, but maybe we just don't expect very much out of ourselves. And if that's the case, that can contribute to basically failing. So here's a pro tip. Hey, keep your trade journal handy because you want to jot down a lot of these. Let's go ahead and get started. And what are the pain points? The number one pain point that we run into is inconsistent trading result. Oftentimes that's due to planning. But did you also know that the inconsistent trading results can lead to both mindset challenges and physical challenges? Can just imagine, okay? The mindset or mental side of it, the psychological side of it is you have a frustration and self-doubt with these inconsistent trading results. And matter of fact, you can actually click in and focus so much on trying to fix the bad results that you wind up getting more bad results. So that's one of the mental sides. And as we walk through this, I'm going to go through every one of them in greater depth. We're not going to do that here, but when we get into the slides. And this inconsistent trading results can result in physical damage to us because it can make us really tired due to overanalyzing our trades. Number 2 is a lack of dependable strategy. So the lack of a dependable strategy can psychologically give us issues with indecision and constantly searching for a dependable strategy. And if you're an engineer, you can always fall back, oh, I'll reinvent the wheel myself. And that, I think, is one of the reasons why more engineers aren't better traders, is because they're always trying to make it better, but rather than just utilizing the simple facts of it's working, so why monkey with it? Now, there are some tweaks you can do to make things better. What are some of the physical aspects of it? Believe it or not, eye strain, because you're actually continuously looking for a new strategy, or it could just be just a strain that just, can impact a lot of different things. The other one is emotional decision-making, which can lead to a psychological response of impulsive trading or post-trade regret. Anybody ever had a post-trade regret? I know I have. I've been, why did I do that? And that can cause you to slip into issues where you start calling yourself bad names. Like, one of my favorite things I'll be sometimes mutter under my breath is I'll go, Dennis, you dumbass. And now that's not very complimentary and certainly not really great for building up my esteem to be able to become a better trader, right? And so, but that's one of the things I do. So some of the physical aspects of that is actually increase heart rate, because of the emotional issues during tense trading sessions. What about risk management? Risk management, anxiety over potential losses and or potential gains. This also can cause sleep disturbance. How many of you have ever been asleep or been in bed, sitting there thinking and worrying about a trade that you've got going on? You don't have stop losses on. You're going, oh my gosh, it's going to gap against me in the morning. I've done that before. I know I have. And we traders are a lot alike. Next, limited time for trading. This can be really overwhelming, especially if you have a full-time job other than trading. You almost feel like, well, I want to be trading, but I have to be at work, and you're just kind of feeling this guilty thing going on. Physical fatigue from trying to balance your trading with other responsibilities. Number 6, fear of making incorrect decisions. And again, that comes back to the psychological side of, you get this hesitation. It's like a golfer who misses a lot of short putts. He gets what's called the yips. And the yips just leads to more bad putts. A fear of losing capital. The mental side of it is constant worry about and risk aversion. So much that you can actually freeze up and not be able to take a trade because you're afraid you're going to lose. And I hate to say it, but if your focus is on being afraid of losing, it's likely that the trade you will put on, your subconscious just blinds you to how you should be putting the trade on, and you'll wind up getting a loser. And the second part of that is stress-induced digestive issues. Wow, we're covering a lot of things. And I've never seen anybody really talk about the pains of trading and try to connect some of those physical things. So number 8, not reaching financial goals. Well, one, from a psychological standpoint, you can be discouraged, lose motivation, quit because trading's too hard. And then the physical side, stress-related ailments impacting your overall health. Next is number 9, lack of clarity and confidence. This, of course, leads to additional confusions, indecisiveness. And if you think you're a decisive person because you've always been able to make decisions to be in control, you know that trying to make decisions in the market, unless you're working from a really structured plan, will get you into nothing but trouble because we don't have control over that. So the other part of that, physical headaches from overthinking, tension from overthinking. Number 10 is impact on emotional well-being. Again, mood swings. And what's really funny is those mood swings, they can erupt and impact the ones we love, although it's due to being ticked off at ourselves because of a poor trade decision. So that's kind of interesting. And then with that can also go weight fluctuation, overeating, emotional eating. A lot of different things are all tied to this. This is crazy, but I mean, I have done my research and these are all real issues. And so number 11, concern it's too late to build wealth. And the fact of the matter is, it is never too late to become the person nor the trader that you want to be. This part can lead to, worry and sleep issue, financial anxiety, but then information overload. The information overload can lead to, from a psychological standpoint, analysis paralysis and or distraction. That's and so physical aspect, headaches from processing too much information. So understanding these pain points is the first step towards creating a more stable and successful trading experience. That little quote there by Mark Douglas is basically traders should focus on one system and work to master it through practice, discipline, and patience. So let's meet John. John's a trader, all too familiar with the highs and lows of the stock market. And John, here he is in his home office, his eyes glued to his laptop, charts and numbers flickering, a cup of coffee, long gone cold, of course. He's every bit the dedicated trader, yet despite all his hard work, he finds himself stuck in a frustrating cycle of ups and downs, never quite achieving the consistency he yearns for. Now imagine John grappling with the 12 trading pain points, because the thing about these pain points, folks, is they can pile up on you. So it may not just be one of them, but it may be a combination of several. He's battling inconsistent results, feeling overwhelmed by the lack of a dependable strategy, and often finds himself swayed by the heat of the moment, making emotional, impulsive decisions that he later regrets. Each pain point is like a thread which is woven into the net that holds John back, pulling him into a downward spiral. And oftentimes, depending on how long you've been trading, you may at some point have felt like, hey, I'm in a downward spiral. This is not getting any better. And Mark Minervini talks about that downward spiral in his book about the mindset of winning, that we can also develop, and these pain points can put us into a slippery slope where we develop a mindset of losing. And subconsciously, we fool ourselves into making decisions that actually are really low probability opportunities to trade that wound up not doing well. So as we peel back the layer of John's trading journey, it will become clear that these pain points are not just obstacles, but they're opportunities for growth and transformation waiting to be seized. So what is John suffering from? Well, he's suffering from all 12 of the pain points, and they tend to gang up, as I said. Let's start with number one, inconsistency. John starts every trading day or every trading week with mixed hopes and apprehensions. His inconsistent trading results have become a troubling pattern because they keep repeating over and over and over again. But more often than not, the highs are followed by lows, and it seems like the lows are continuing to get lower and lower. So trades that don't just miss the target, but they lead to significant losses because he's basically thrown out the window any kind of rules that he might be utilizing. So his confidence takes a hit, his capital takes a hit, and he's on a mental roller coaster that's just beating him up. It's like he's boxing with Mike Tyson's and taking the body blows from Mike Tyson that continues just to beat the snot at him. He keeps asking himself, why can't I get this right? He asks himself over and over again. He's covered with shame because he basically has been doing it for a long time, but his results suck. So physically and stress manifests itself also as he feels a constant nagging fatigue, a direct result of sleepless nights spent poring over charts, trying to identify what he's missing, even bad dreams from what he's missing. His eyes are often strained and his head throbs, tension. And of course, is this an extreme? Maybe, perhaps, but it may be speaking to you because he has inconsistent trading results. He feels it both psychologically and physically. In his state, John recognizes he's caught in a downward spiral. And so he's mentally frustrated. This is the mental side of it. What's he feeling physically? Fatigue over analyzing his trades and regret. It's because his pathway just isn't clear. Number two, lack of a dependable strategy. John also faces the reality of not having a solid, dependable trading strategy. Did you know that you can develop a trading strategy? I give mine away, actually. To anybody who asks me for my trading rules, I'll give you my trading rule. Now, will you have the discipline to take those trading rules and apply them to your trading? Because they're proven to be successful. But what will you do with it? Will you just basically go, okay, just another set of rules? I don't have to follow them. I'm going to carve my own path and all my own way. When some of the greatest masterminds in America develop businesses, not so much by cutting their own path or exploring their own way, but they pulled together the knowledge from a lot of different people. And I don't know why it is with trading that people tend to disregard the path that has already been put. So they could basically step up on the shoulders of people who are already being successful and be successful really, really fast, really much quicker than they could if they were trying to invent it themselves. And so with this, you get into the mental aspect of wrong thinking and wrong habits. And those habits Once they start to embed themselves, the longer you maintain those wrong habits, the longer it'll take you to break free of the wrong habits. And they can leave long-time scars that take a lot to get over. Some people actually have to go into counseling or find a really strong mentor that can work them through the challenges of getting over the wrong habits. Next, physical loss, losing sleep. And in this state, John realizes the profound impact that the absence of a dependable strategy has on his physical well-being. The connection between his trading practices and his health become undeniably clear, pushing him towards the acknowledgement that establishing a consistent strategy is not about improving his trade outcomes as much as about preserving his health. Number 3, emotional decision-making. John faces a significant hurdle with emotional decision-making because each trading day or every week, he's swayed by the market's fluctuation. He'll sit there and sometimes he'll watch either pre-market or after-market and try to make decisions off of what the indexes might be doing, or rather than having a set protocol that basically what will I accept and what will I ignore of these sways and ebbs and flows in the market, which adds to his emotional roller coaster because he's indecisive and he's going, oh no, it's going to. So John's fear kicks in, prompting him to sell too early, buy too late, and then regret whatever he's done. So as you see, the spiral continues to move down. The consequences extend beyond his trading desk, though. So impulsive and post-trade regret. It leads him to having things like increased heart rate. And I know from an emotional standpoint, when I used to work in the corporate, I was working 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week. And I wound up with, I don't know if it's a heart issue, but I'd have heart palpitations. I could feel it in my chest, going blah, 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 blah. Those are the same kind of things can happen when we get so deep into the aspect of emotional decision-making. The consequence extended beyond his trading desk, as I said, and stress disrupts John's sleep, leading to restless night filled with second-guessing and worry. And oftentimes a trader doesn't recognize the unsustainable nature of the approach they've taken to trading. Number 4 is the pain of risk management concern. John's journey through the trading world brings him face to face with a crucial aspect of risk management. And so the anxiety over potential loss, this risk management aspect, it often leaves him exposed to unnecessary loss. Part of the thing is also because since he's not trading with a winning strategy with an edge, and he's just basically throwing it up against the wall to see if it sticks, the issues compound. We normally think about compounding as a good thing. If you're full of negative expectations, they can also compound to where you get to the place where you're absolutely, I won't say useless, but you're an accident waiting for a place to happen. So what are some of the physical attributes of this? Well, sleep disturbances. There's a lot of sleep disturbances with this thing. It must be because of the old adage of, our chickens come home to roost. But he spends a lot of time, he spends a lot of times basically Monday quarterbacking his past trades, but he's fretting about them rather than what can I learn from this and how can I do better? He's just basically angry saying, well, if I do more of what I'm doing, it has to get better. And that is a huge lie. Hey guys, if you found this video helpful, don't miss out on the next in the series where we cover the next 4 pain points and challenges. Hit the subscribe button and the notification so you'll find out when the next video is available.